What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Now, my Destiny players that have been around for a little bit, guess what is back? The Gridskipper rapid fire frame. We got ourselves a void weapon in the pulse rifle that is coming back with Revenant Act 2 right here, with a new origin trait with the Splicer Surge. Reloading this weapon after dealing damage grants the weapon a stacking reload speed and handling bonus until it is stowed again. So nice little PvE PvP side for both, in my personal opinion. Starting us out, PvE side of this thing, I think this thing slaps in both. Probably gonna give it a good like A rating in both of those, my personal opinion, with small bore and a range masterwork for PvE, giving us +7 to range, +7 in stability. Feels really crispy inside of the PvE realm. We only got one option for magazine, which is appended, +6 to that magazine size, which is basically 2 more bursts that we're getting inside of the pulse rifle. Definitely your best option for the PvE realm, in my personal opinion. Third column, my favorite 2 traits. We got ourselves the Repulsor Brace. Defeating those void debuff targets grants us overshield. We got Destabilizing in the 4th column. Also pairs very well with our void subclasses, Falcon Hunters, stuff like that. Demolitionist is our second choice, and last choice for the 3rd column here. Gives us that grenade energy on those defeats, plus activating our grenade also reloads the weapon. So really like this as a perk in general. Definitely an S tier PvE perk for really any type of weapon. 4th column, couple different options for you. First one is Frenzy right here. We get that 15% damage increase, 100 handling, 100 reload for 7.2 seconds after being in combat. So definitely a great overall perk in the PvE realm. Definitely one of my favorites, and it goes against rank and file, champions, bosses, everything like that. So very versatile. Second option is Destabilizing rounds. This with Repulsor Brace is definitely a goated combo, because we get volatility and then we get overshield and just internal feedback loop just with using the weapon. You can have it on any subclass and get all that to proc, so definitely a very good option, especially in that lower end content. Last option in the 4th column right here is Desperate Measures. Weapon final blows grant bonus damage. Melee and grenades can also stack that up to 30%, so definitely a good damage bonus in my personal opinion, and it goes against every single type of target, but you do got to get defeats to actually get that to proc, unlike Frenzy just by being in combat. So totally up to you for this, but I think I would throw this at like a good 4.4 in the PvE realm. Has its place, like I said. Repulsor destabilizing, kind of disgusting. Repulsor with Falcon's Hunter or with that void subclass, absolutely gross. So definitely like this as a pulse rifle, and y'all need to go into that Onslaught Tomb of Elders to get this bad boy and grind out those god rolls. But we still got PvP to cover as well, which it's even better. Moving on to the Crucible, we got ourselves small bore again with that range masterwork. Because it is a rapid fire frame, we're able to melt guardians fast, but we need a little bit extra range to compete with those harder hitting, a little bit extra ranged scout rifles, pulse rifles, stuff like that. So small bore range masterwork, definitely the way to go. Second column, we got ourselves that ricochet rounds. You know what I'm saying. We got our +5 to range, +10 to stability. Feels definitely the most crispy with this magazine inside of the Crucible. Couple different options in this 3rd column. First one is Lone Wolf. Slightly improved aim assist, ADS, and airborne effectiveness. Increase all these when no allies are in nearby proximity to you. So definitely a very good PvE perk, or PvP perk. Let me rephrase that. So definitely would have this as an option. Zen Moment probably is my first option. Causing damage with it reduces recoil and flinch over time, so you can absolutely melt some guardians once Zen gets to proc, especially with the perk that we have in the 4th column in Headseeker. Similar, I guess, to Zen Moment, we're gonna get stability, handling, and reload just by being in motion, stacking up to ×2, so definitely a good PvP perk, my personal opinion. I'm always bobbing and weaving, but if you're more stationary, Zen Moment is for you. If you're more movie around, definitely perpetual motion. 3 options in this 4th column. First one is the Frenzy. We got ourselves that 15% damage damage increase, like I said before. 100 handling is also super nice in the Crucible. Switching on and off of this and your shotgun, something like that, absolutely crispy. Plus that little bit of damage increase is also pretty good against Guardians inside of the Crucible. Probably my number one choice though with that Zen moment is going to be Headseeker. Body shots landed with this increased precision damage, aim assist for a short time, definitely eats in pulse rifles, and is probably what most people use on pulse rifles in my opinion, at least the most meta ones. Keep away with Headseeker, Zen moment with Headseeker, something to give them more stability. Definitely a goated combo, so this is definitely my number one choice in this fourth column. Last but not least is the Elemental Capacitor. Increased stats based on the subclass you are using, so you can see the stats down below what we get. Handling, reload, stability, recoil, airborne effectiveness, depending on the super you are using. So totally up to you. This is a very good second choice in my personal opinion behind Headseeker, so up to you again. But I think this thing probably sitting at like a 4.6 out of 5 for the Crucible. Some of the harder hitting ones obviously up in that S tier. Else's Pulse Rifle, Graviton Lance, no time to explain, is pretty disgusting, but this also feels really good. So Guardians, like I said, go out there, get to farming that Tomb of Elders, that Onslaught, go help Ido out with her task, create your tonics, your potions, etc., and farm this bad boy out. So thank you guys again for always coming back to the channel. Means a lot to me, means a lot to the channel as well. Don't be afraid to like and subscribe. Hit that bell if you haven't, so you guys get the notifications on these god rolls as well as the builds that we put out on the channel, as we always do. But again, I really appreciate you guys. Act 2 has been slapping so far. Lots more to come obviously in the next couple of weeks here, so be on the lookout for a lot of build and a lot of god rolls. So love you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.